I'm going live.
Okay.
Because it is 9:15. 9:15. 9:15. Welcome. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Thank you for joining us on the Flipside, all three of you.
Good morning.
Good morning is correct. We actually, how can I say this? We slept in this morning because we stayed out late last night.
We did.
Well, late for us.
It was late for me, at least.
Well, no, it's late for us because you've drawn me into your
evilness
schedule of doing things. And, we lost a viewer. That's your fault. No, it's probably my fault. No, we got it back. All right, there we go. That's probably just a thing. Anyway, Tom is here. Hello, Tom. Good to see you. Hi, Jessie and Sam, says Blake.
Good morning.
Hello, hello. Good morning. So anyway, we were out. I don't know. What did we get? We got back like at 11:30 last night. Which is like an hour past the time that we are usually already horizontal. And trying to go to sleep. So
I'm asleep.
We were out super late.
We were late for us.
We went to go see the new Indiana Jones movie. And she just gave you her review on it. She sighed.
I thought it was... Okay, you have to speak first.
No, I don't have to speak first.
Because I'll bias everything. You
go ahead.
I loved it.
I'll tell you if it sucked.
I loved it. I thought it was great.
Indiana Jones is one of my favorite characters of all time. I will tell you if I did not like it.
It was very indie. It was very Indiana. It was like, we had the motorcycle.
No spoilers. No spoilers.
I'm not saying any spoilers.
Okay, I
was saying we had things that are iconically Indiana Jones.
Very much so.
Motorcycles.
Yes.
Horses.
Okay.
Those are not spoilers.
You're like tiptoeing the line.
I am not.
You are.
I'm telling you, I loved it. I loved it. I actually clapped out loud a couple of times in the theater.
And we.
It was like 12.
We were sitting and we were at the Liberty Theater here in town, and the Liberty Theater is an actual theater that was old style theater that was converted into a movie theater.
Yeah.
So we were sitting underneath the balcony, and everything we did, it sounded like we were on a megaphone. And there was like twice, I think, in the movie where I was like, I laughed very loud, but there was a couple of times where she was like clapping and slapping her leg, and it's like we had like gongs in the back of the thing, and I was like, shh, what are you doing? It was hilarious how loud it was in there.
It was so loud in there.
But it's actually more comfortable than the modern theater that we have in town.
They put in new chairs, and it got like your own table and your own little thing.
Yeah, they took out some rows. They put in like brand new chairs, and they took out some rows, so you have like zounds of leg room.
Yes.
And the chair reclines a little bit.
Me.
There's a little table.
Yeah,
you can set your snacks on.
It was the best.
It was amazing. You didn't have to hold anything. You just kind of relaxed. It was almost like you were at home, except there were a bunch of strangers watching the movie with you. So.
And you get free refill on popcorn if you buy a large.
If you buy a large, and we usually share our popcorn, so we were able to kind of rifle through that first one about, I don't know, halfway through the movie.
Not even. I think we started during the trailers.
Well, okay. We did start in the trailers, yes. But it lasted for a while. Mm-hmm. I don't know exactly how long it lasted because at one point it was just kind of laying down on the table and it was gone.
I don't know what happened. So we stayed up late, later than normal, and then we we had to wake up early this morning to get one of the kids off to his adventure for the day, but then we went back to bed and we kind of slept in. I think that was what your point was you were trying to say.
Blake says there was a motorcycle and a horse. Yes, totally major spoilers.
See?
Jessie is the obvious movie viewer. Is the obnoxious movie viewer. Got it.
I didn't talk through the
No, I don't think that... Okay, here's the thing.
It just was very... I was just like...
An obnoxious movie viewer for me is the person that is talking and doing things on their phone and not watching the movie.
No. I was totally engrossed in the movie.
I don't mind.
Yeah. I was like...
I do not mind getting excited over the movie. When I was watching The Patriot in the movie theater and Mel Gibson killed the bad English dude, uproar. We clapped and we're like, ah! And that tells you that the villain was done correctly. Because as an audience, we wanted to see him bite the bullet.
Yes.
Or, I won't say what it is in case you haven't, I don't know. There's a statute of limitations to spoilers, aren't there?
I would think so.
I think The Patriot's probably
I think if it came out before our kids...
Yeah, maybe. If you haven't seen the movie by now...
You're probably not going to.
Tough. Or something that I say might tell you to go see it, so I still don't like spoiling. I don't know. There probably is a statute of limitations on spoilers, but I don't know where it is, and I don't want to cross that line, because I hate spoilers.
I didn't get any spoilers. I said
no. I know.
But those are both iconic Indiana Jones.
And I think both of those things were things that showed up in the trailer.
Yes.
So if you've seen the trailer, you haven't seen anything that... You haven't... She didn't say anything that you haven't seen already. No. So.
But it was... I mean, it was iconic.
I just didn't want you to get, like...
No!
I just didn't want you to get, like, caught up in the emotion. And then this happened, and then this happened, and I'm like, no!
No.
Okay, cool.
There were iconic Indiana Jones scenes. Motorcycle, horse, hat. The hat even, like, zoomed in lots. Like, the hat got left, the hat's here. I'm not spoiling anything! The hat!
You're making me so nervous.
This is Indiana Jones. What is he iconic for?
I know,
his whip, his hat.
The whip, the hat, yeah, the outfit.
Okay, that didn't change.
I get it.
Goodness gracious.
I get it.
I saw an interview with Harrison Ford the other day. Did I send you that?
Huh?
Did I show you that interview?
No.
It was an interview with Harrison Ford. And the journalist starts and said... So I'd like you to know that I still think you're really hot.
Oh, yeah, you did send me that.
And then she was like, and then you went shirtless in one of the scenes? Wow. And he was like, well, thank you.
No, he was not like that. He was like, totally hamming it up. He was like, well, I've been blessed with this
my body. That's what it was.
And I was like, okay, Harrison, you go ahead and keep living it up, brother.
That was funny.
The Whoop Six says, I love your t-shirts. Thank you. Appreciate it. This was a Father's Day gift. My Father's Day and my birthday are so close that, and this time we...
And Mother's Day and my birthday are so
close.
So
and
we just get all the...
Yeah, we just get all the things for about 2 weeks. And then we're like,
well, and half the time the things for Mother's Day arrive late. And then things for Sam's birthday arrive late. So everything arrives by Father's Day, my birthday.
Yup.
But that was, I think it was Meeple shirts, I think. I don't remember.
Meeple shirts, I don't know.
And
so
this one is a
Father's Day gift from Dante. And this was just a shirt that, T-Turtle that I got for her on T-Turtle. This is the one that I picked without her picking it. So every once in a while, we wait for T-Turtle to have like a 50% off sale, and we peruse their sale shirts and see if there's anything that we want to buy. Mm-hmm. And they also have other good deals throughout the time, but we just try to keep... We have plenty of T-shirts, so we really don't need more, but they're cool. So she picked out... I think we got 3 each this time because they were half off.
Right.
And she picked 2, and then she couldn't find another one that she liked.
Picked it for me.
So I was like, I'll do it. I shall take the mantle. Most movie theaters give you free refills on the large.
Yeah.
I know,
but it seems...
It's just one of those things.
It seems nice and small and local. I know that they do it in the big cities, but it seems
in
like...
The big cities.
It seems like,
But all you young whippersnappers go...
I didn't say whippersnappers. I didn't say young. I just said it feels local.
All right, so Whoopsick says, I also stayed up late, of course. I stayed up late, of course. Your game, no regrets, though. Cool.
Nice.
Sweet. Are there any good Indiana Jones games?
That's a good question.
I saw one is coming. I think, from Funko. I don't know that it's good, but it's going to be in that same line of movie games that they've been making. And they got they're all good. They're all family level. They're not like super intense or anything like that or complex, but they're all fun family games. Jaws, Goonies, that one that's from like 13 million years ago. The window one.
Rear Window.
Oh, Rear Window, yeah. Which is like an Alfred Hitchcock movie.
Yes, it is. You still haven't seen that.
I know. I haven't seen it.
I'm putting it on our list. I'm putting it on our list.
Yeah, go ahead.
We have I was supposed to put on something else last night, too.
We
have a list. Wait, first off, we have a list of movies that the other person needs to see, basically.
This started back when we were still dating.
Yes, and we still are going through the list.
We are. But because we have a plethora of time to watch movies nowadays. We're still going through this list.
Mission Impossible.
She has a list. Yes, it was Mission Impossible. We were watching the trailer for the new Mission Impossible movie that's coming out, and she was like, "Wow, I'd like to see that movie." And I was like, "Of course you would. It's Mission Impossible. It's Tom Cruise being a boss on screen." And she's like, "I've never seen any of the other ones." And my jaw went boom. Like, how have you not seen the Mission Impossible movies? I said, put it on the list.
He did say put it on the list. So I just did that.
That's usually what I do. I add 6 movies at a time.
Yes, he does.
She hasn't seen any of them, and so I have like one of my ads was Fast and Furious franchise, the Rocky franchise, except for maybe the last 2. No, the last one was good, but the couple before that was...
I don't know. That's one of the ones we haven't even made it to yet.
That still kind of hurts my heart a little bit that you haven't seen the Rocky movies. They were...
iconic.
They were integral. That's integral to my childhood with First Blood and First Blood Part 2... Rambo. Those were integral Stallone movies for my childhood. I cannot believe you haven't seen them. She's seen First Blood.
We watched that.
Yeah, we have got that one down. The second one is it's iconic, but it's not. The first one's the best, in my opinion. You guys will let me know if I'm wrong.
They'll let you know.
Blake, we were on your question of any good Indiana Jones games. I believe there's one coming out from Funko. I don't remember what it's called or anything like that, but I remember seeing images of a Funko Indiana Jones game that's coming. Come on. Most people root for the villain. No. I don't think I ever root for the villain. But it's interesting because I have noticed a transition over the years. The villain just used to be the bad guy.
Right.
And
from the start of the movie.
And no time was spent in the movie on why he was the bad guy.
Right.
He was just the bad guy doing bad stuff, and the good guy's here to stop him from doing that bad stuff.
Right.
But now, story arcs are being built so that you have a better understanding of why that person is doing the bad stuff. Yeah, like the Joker. That's the one that immediately comes to mind. But it's happening over multiple movies where there's more... it's almost like this person would have been good if not for this and this happening. And that's why they turned bad. And I get that it makes for better storytelling, I guess, so that you and character development, but I don't think I ever root for the villain. Like, for example, Star Wars, one of the best villains of all time, Vader. I was not rooting for Vader. Even when you knew I'm going to say it because if you don't know this by now, you need to crawl out from under a rock. Even when you found out that he was Luke's father, I still wasn't rooting for him. I was like, Luke, don't you dare say, yes, I'll join you and we will rule the galaxy's father and son. I was like, don't even do it. He's the bad dude. This is not going to end well for you. I was not rooting for Vader, even when I found out he was Luke's father. Now, at the end of Jedi, when he turned around, okay, yes, now I'm on Team Vader. But I was never on Team Vader. And I found it hard rooting for Anakin in the prequels because I knew what he was going to turn into. And so I was like, ugh, I mean, he's kind of super whiny. Are you sure you want to turn him into what he was going to do? But I still enjoyed the storytelling. So I get it, I understand it, but I've never rooted for the villain. So many people do, but I think we're being led down that path of wanting to root for the villain or being made to root for the villain because we know we're sympathetic about the backstory. But anyway, that's a cool discussion. That's something else we can have. And that's something that maybe we'll start doing that.
Villains?
No. Pop culture, like pop culture video. Where we don't necessarily talk about board games, but we talk about pop culture-y stuff like that.
Well, a lot of times they kind of tie in.
Yeah.
They tie into our hobbies.
Yeah, they do.
You know.
Tim says, hello. Matthew Rose is back. Hello. I missed some things, so I'm going to scroll up just a little bit. Dan Cheston says, good morning, Sam. I know you love Zombicide Black Plague. Curious to know your thoughts on White Death and if you backed it. I did not back White Death. I've never, now I've lived in Korea, but I've never been that interested or, well, interested is the best word. I've never been that interested in, Asian, folklore and mythology and all that kind of stuff, because it's always had a lot of snakes and a lot of dragons and a lot of weird stuff, and the style of it was very strange to me, so I never really took an interest in it. So when White Death came along, and I believe it's steeped in Asian mythology and legend and lore and all of that kind of stuff, it didn't really appeal to me. I've always been a fan of medieval stuff, so Black Plague is like... What are you doing?
I need a tissue.
You need tissue, okay. I've always been a fan of like medieval times and you know, those kinds of things, so Black Plague just kind of stood out, and it's even more than the modern version of Zombicide. Grew up in Texas, so Westerns were a thing, so Undead or Alive was huge on my list. I'm a huge Marvel fan, so Marvel Zombies was a huge one as well. So I've really been kind of, I mean, I know there's a lot of it back here, but I've really been picky about the Zombicide stuff that I've gone after, and White Death just didn't appeal to me. So yeah. Matthew Rose says, hi, Sam. Hi, Jesse. Hello, everyone. Tim says, hello. Matthew Rose, snitches get stitches, spoils get boils.
Oh.
Yeah.
I didn't spoil anything.
No, she didn't. She didn't spoil anything. John's Longbox is here. Hey, John, good to see you. Blake Cavany, people watch movies for the villains, not the hero, because oftentimes the villain is way cooler. I disagree.
I don't know.
I disagree.
There's a whole conversation I could have about villains that terrified me.
Yeah.
Like, I'm sorry, Ursula from Little Mermaid is like the creepiest lady ever. She is. She takes your soul, leaves it stuck to the bottom of the ocean.
I'm flabbergasted that we have thrown Ursula from the Little Mermaid.
She's the scariest villain. I'm just saying.
Into the same category as Darth freaking Vader.
Yeah, but I wasn't scared of Vader. I mean, he was the bad guy, but he didn't like cause me nightmares. Ursula caused me nightmares, straight up. She was scary.
Okay.
Whatever.
All right.
I'm clearly wrong. He's making the face.
Different strokes for different folks. The person that gave me nightmares, the villain that gave me nightmares, was Freddy Krueger.
I never watched those movies. That's not even okay.
I will not have you put those on the list because I legit After watching...
Well, that's the thing, is he comes
Nightmare on Elm
Street,
the first one, I legit did not sleep for 3 days. Yeah. I did not sleep. I laid there...
Well, that was the point. He comes to you in your dreams. Like in
for the sun to come back up so that I could take a shower and not have to lay down in my bed anymore because he was going to come get me if I shut my eyes. That dude is, and I would say it's a far cry from Ursula on The Little Mermaid.
I'm telling you, I had a very vivid imagination. She was much better in my
I
imagination.
imagine. All right, Sam T says, hi Sam, loving the new channel. Thank you. Appreciate that. What do you think could have been done differently to change the fate of Joan of Arc, Time of Legends, or Time of Legends, Joan of Arc? The name of the game is actually Time of Legends. Joan of Arc was just like the period of time that they started with. They actually had a lot of stuff. Well, I don't know if they had a lot of stuff, but they did have some stuff planned for other eras in military history. But Time of Legends, Joan of Arc, it's a shame what happened to that game. You are correct. We still have all of our stuff up there. You know, I don't know. I am not a guru in the board game industry. I don't, have the Midas touch or anything like that. I know I don't. I realize that. So I don't have any preconceived notions that I do. What could have been done differently to change the fate?
Or what you think could have been done?
Maybe the first thing that comes to mind, I'll put it that way, the first thing that comes to mind is maybe not offer all of it in the first Kickstarter. Maybe just offer the base game and one expansion, or something like that.
Oh, was it all?
Oh, that's all one Kickstarter.
Oh, really?
That's all the
like
Joan of Arc 1.0.
4, 5, 6, 7 boxes.
You're correct.
Wow.
And that's all one Solomon Kane. So that's just the way Mythic did. They went big, and they wanted you to come along with them.
Yeah.
So maybe maybe breaking it down and offering it in kind of more palatable slices would have been better for the game. I don't know, but that's the first thing that comes to mind. It's just making it. But that's how Kickstarters are. They offer you everything in the kitchen sink right off the bat, and then you play with the spatula, which is the base game, and you make your cake with the spatula, but you've got the rest of the freaking kitchen over there sitting on your shelf doing nothing. That's how most big Kickstarters go, and it's a shame because there's a lot of great content out there that just basically sits on people's shelves. I mean, I know that's a general statement. There's always going to be
the people that are all in,
the people that are using everything and playing everything and getting their money's worth out of it. I get that. But generally speaking, you see these games pop up on eBay and all these other sites because people get it in, they get caught up in the moment of backing the Kickstarter, and they say, oh, that's going to be so cool to have. And then they get it, and they're like, oh, this takes a long time to actually get to the table.
Interesting,
and
right. I
just don't have that much time. So I'm going to sell it and try to get some of my money back. But maybe that. I would imagine something like that, Sam. I don't know. Matthew Rose, I gave blood today, so 1 beer feels like 3. So if I get goofy, don't mind me.
Thank you for giving blood.
Yes, thank you. That is a cool thing to do.
I gave blood yesterday, but in a very different way. It was accidental.
We did not give blood.
I dripped.
We got like vitamin
boosts.
B and vitamin D boosters yesterday, and the person that gave us these shots is also the person that takes more than a little bit amount of pleasure out of causing us pain when we go in for the deep muscle, deep tissue massages. No, she's very, very, very good at the job that she does. She's very good at it.
But she does giggle when we start to cry on the table. She does.
We go, she like gets her elbow into the middle of my back, and then I go, I can't breathe, and she's like, she like laughs.
She actually does.
And I'm like, am I in a medieval torture chamber? What is going on here? But she is really good at what she does.
Last time she was working on me, she said, take a deep breath, and I said, I can't.
Yeah, I can't.
Like, you're actually going through my whole body.
Yeah.
And she goes,
mm-hmm. That's exactly what happened.
But she poked us yesterday.
Yeah, if you're in the area, Exhala Wellness.
I would rave about
Claudia
that for
Betancourt. She's really good at what she does. You'll not leave disappointed.
I think almost all of our family has gone to her.
Yep, every single one of us,
including Michael.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. And Michael walked by. He's got a slip disc in his back, and he went in there one time because his therapist said, something.
Right.
Massage therapist, go try it out. And so he went to Claudia. He walked out. He's like, "Man, this is so awesome." He didn't know. She asked him, "Are you okay?" Because he was like on cloud 9.
He was like,
he loved it. And she was like, "Are you okay?" And he was like, "I haven't felt this good in so long."
He did.
So she's really good at what she does. But she's a veteran. She's local, and we consider her family. She's really good at what she does.
Of all the people in this Wenatchee Valley, I don't have many people that I would consider friends. Claudia, who does my body, fixes my body, and the person who does my finances were the two people that I had at my wedding that I invited.
Well, there were more people.
There were more, JT and Mel.
From this
valley.
From this area, those are the two people that she had known the longest.
Really?
Blake says, "I bought my dad a donut for Father's Day."
That's good. Was it a good donut, though?
Yeah. I mean, if it was like one of those, like, super...
I think bacon crumbles.
Yeah. Voodoo donuts or something like that.
That's Oregon.
Yeah, that's Oregon, but... if it was like one of those,
I
can understand. That's what I was trying to say. Popsicle says, "Hello, Sam and Jessie. Hope you all are having a great day." We are. Every day is a good day on the right side of the dirt. I'm heading over a little later to play Nemesis with my son and his friends. Oh, that's cool.
Fun.
Nemesis, I've never played Nemesis. JT has it and swears by it, but we just haven't ever got that to the table yet. But I'm a big fan of Aliens.
Oh, yeah.
The movie franchise, and everybody I've talked to said that Nemesis is Aliens, the board game, even though it doesn't have the IP.
Cool.
So, very cool. Blake Cavaney says, Brad Bird, who directed and wrote both Incredibles movies, directed Mission Impossible Ghost Protocol.
Oh.
Cool.
Oh, I love The Incredibles.
I didn't know that. Okay. Blake, you just received your first strike, bro. Integral Stallone movie, Spy Kids 3. No, that is not an integral. That is one that should be erased from everyone's memory. I mean, expunged.
I like Spy Kids.
That doesn't surprise me. Regarding Indiana Jones theme, Shadows of Brimstone will have an Egyptian-themed core box soon. To crowdfunding. It's going to be crowdfunded. Ah, interesting. It's not Indiana Jones, though. It's Egyptian. Which I guess would have the same... Could have the same feel.
Sure.
Popsicle. Oops, I misspelled Jesse's name.
I'm...
Con! It's okay. Not a big deal. I've also been reading the rules for The Witcher, so we can hopefully play sometime next week. That'll be cool. JT and I did a playthrough of The Witcher. Oh, yeah. You can go check that out. Maybe that'll help you with the rules a little bit. We did have a couple of people on the stream say that, I've been playing the game wrong. My game just got harder. So, and the designer of the game actually reached out to us and said that he enjoyed watching the game.
Yeah.
So
he enjoyed your playthrough.
We did it right.
Yeah.
JT did it right. He was teaching me how to play. So JT did it right, and I followed his directions. So
thanks, JT.
We did it good. Blake Cavaney says, even in the old James Bond movies, the villain was way cooler than Bond, like Jaws and Odd Job. Nah. I was always freaked out by Jaws.
I get it.
I was always freaked out by Jaws.
And you should be. That's the point.
I mean, it was, we're talking about Jaws in the James Bond movie, not the shark.
Jaws as the shark. I interpreted it as, he's
not the shark. Context is James Bond, and Jaws is that big, huge, giant guy that had a whole bunch of metal in his teeth, and he was like, argh. You look. Oh, yeah. You haven't seen that either.
I've seen a lot of the older James Bond movies.
Well, that is one of the older James Bond movies.
Then I probably just forgot it.
Roger Moore. That was Roger Moore. I think. Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
Every time.
James Bond never really. I would actually agree with you that James Bond was kind of boring. He did a lot. It wasn't him. It was always Q and the gadgets that Q gave Bond that made Bond cool. Otherwise, he was just this, Tony Stark without Iron Man. That's all he was. Well, I mean, think about it. Tony Stark is not a dude I'm going to be rooting for if he's not Iron Man.
Right, just as a person.
Yeah, he's just a playboy entrepreneurial billionaire. That's all he is. But he's like, he turned his back on that side of his life and became Iron Man.
Sure.
So, yeah. Kabuki is here. Didn't know this was coming. Kabuki. I schedule these things on the line so that you know. Anyway, it's okay. No big deal.
We're here. It's all
good. She says hello, hello, hello. Matthew Rose asks Kabuki if she's going to Gen Con. Have you ever been? This year will be my first year going. John says, do you know anything about the new Simon game, Mordred? I'm thinking it's Mordred. If it's Mordred, is it going to be the Arthurian Legends Mordred?
How does that spell?
Well, I think he left the R out of it because Modred doesn't seem like it is a thing. But I will look. Yeah, it's Mordred by Simon. I'm looking it up right now. And it does look like it's going to be Arthurian Legends because there's his gold armor. Wow. Just that picture alone has me interested.
Cool.
But again, he's a bad dude. He's the one that's, trying to stop the chaos taking over the lands of Britannia by leading a legendary faction into glory in this epic strategy board game. I'm a sucker for Arthurian Legend. So I don't know if I'll back that or I'll have to see, but we'll see.
Well, that's a good suggestion. Thank you.
Yeah. Saw the new Indiana Jones last night. So did we, Kabuki. We also saw it. Now, was very pleased that I liked it more than I was expecting.
I agree. I think I had heard negative talk before.
Yeah.
Blah, blah, blah. It's indie. I was like, I loved it.
Oh, this is a good question. And I just had one of those.
All right, battle up.
Moments in my mind. In what way is Luke cooler than Darth Vader? I have one reason. I have one exact reason, and in my mind, it's enough. It's enough.
Okay.
When Luke was tempted multiple times to choose power over integrity and doing the right thing, he chose to try to do the right thing. Every single time.
True.
That's what makes Luke's cooler than Darth Vader for me. He chose to do right even though the right thing was the harder thing to do. Vader, when he was Anakin Skywalker, chose what he thought was going to be the easy path. He chose to go to the dark side so that he could have more power, so that he could try to save Padme and do all of that kind of stuff and set the order right of the universe and all that. He chose what appeared to him to be the easier path of power. Luke, when confronted with the ability to join forces with Vader and become the ultimate power in the universe, he said, "No, I'm not going to do it. I'd rather die." And he jumped because he wasn't going to allow himself to become party with that evil. That's what makes Luke cooler than me. I was able to identify with Luke better than I was able to identify with Darth Vader, because Darth Vader was powerful. He was super powerful. I've never felt powerful. I've never felt like I was all that in a bag of chips like Vader probably felt like. But Luke was just this farm kid.
I did like the farm kid.
From some backwoods planet at the edge of the universe. And he was able to, over a succession of very small but hard and right choices, he became a hero of the galaxy. That's cooler to me than just being the big powerful guy that smashes everybody that disagrees with him. So that's what makes Luke cooler to me.
That's a great question.
Yeah, that was a good question. Matthew Rose, do you have plans to ever go? Just curious. They're having a discussion. I'll let you continue doing that. Never been scared by any movie villains, Blake Cavaney says. Okay. Heath Ledger's Joker was the best villain. And he put best in all caps.
The best villain.
You have the right to be wrong, Tim. And while I will say I think Heath Ledger was the best Joker? I don't think he was the best villain. Now, I think that Jack Nicholson. Yeah, that's what I said.
You said plural.
No, it was not.
Oh, Jack
plural.
Nichols.
It was possessive.
Apostrophe S.
Jack Nicholson's Joker.
Yeah.
Was a super close second.
I like that.
Him and Michael Keaton as Batman and Joker.
Yeah. Is that the one with Vicky Vale? That was the 80s one.
Yeah, no, that was Vicky Vale.
Right.
Yeah, Vicky Vale with, what's her face?
Kim
Basinger, yeah.
Basinger. That one.
But I did really enjoy Heath Ledger. Such an amazing talent taken way too soon. Way too soon. I've enjoyed a number of his. A Knight's Tale, one of my favorite movies.
Oh yeah, I like that one. That one was one of the ones that was on the list originally that I hadn't seen, and I liked that one.
His portrayal of Joker was spot on. What else? Oh, The Patriot.
Oh yeah.
As Gabriel in The Patriot. Super. I mean, he was super good. Super good.
Yeah.
But so I agree with you that he was definitely one of the best, but I wouldn't say he was the best. So we can agree to disagree there. I've only ever cried watching two movies, The Greatest Showman and Top Gun Maverick. I didn't cry watching Top Gun Maverick, but I definitely had the feels. I didn't cry. The Greatest Showman has a couple of different things. It is the one time I wanted to reach through the screen and strangle a person, and that is the temptress that drew him away from his wife.
Oh, yeah.
But it was his fault, too, because he allowed that to happen. So I wanted to strangle him for allowing it. I wanted to strangle her for being the temptress. But then, yeah, the feels of when, the reunion of when all that gets fixed and all that kind of stuff. Yeah, I had the feels for that movie, too. The one movie that I remember crying in is Old Yeller.
Oh, well, if you have never watched Old Yeller and you did not cry, I mean, if you have watched it and didn't cry, there is something wrong.
I question your character.
Yeah. If you have never watched it, then you have never cried that hard.
Yeah. So that was.
I never saw Marley and Me, but I heard everyone say the same thing about Marley and Me.
Oh no! Marley and Me made me angry.
Oh, really?
Made me angry.
Because when I read the book, I cried.
I didn't cry because I was so invested, and the movie kind of made it. The movie kind of made it feel like everything's going to be okay. He's going to live a long, happy, and then boom, he's dead. And then, like the last 5-10 minutes of the movie, he's dead, and I'm like.
I bawled like a baby when I read the book, but I've
like in that cartoon movie with the red guy that the emotion
I can picture it. Yes.
Can I use my cuss words now? Yeah, that guy. That's what I felt.
Inside Out.
Inside Out, yes. Got
there.
That Marley and Me made me feel like that dude. walking out just angry at the movie. So
I cry in a lot of movies.
Vader was scary, Kabuki Kid said. I promise this. As a 6-year-old watching that movie in the theater,
terrifying.
Yes, he was terrifying. I saw Raiders of the Lost Ark during its original run. What an amazing experience. I only saw Star Wars A New Hope in the theater during its first run. I was completely blown away. I'm not that seasoned, I'll put it that way. I think it was... I went to go see Empire.
You baby.
I think I went to go see Empire in the movie theater. The earliest movie experiences that I have, I think, are... I remember Empire. I remember going to watch Dune. The 4-hour-long Dune. I remember going to see that in the movie, and I remember going to see Gandhi in the movie theater with my dad.
That's also a long
both of 4 hours. Both of those were movies that me and my dad went to, and I remember those specifically because they were the first 2 movies that had intermissions.
Oh yeah.
And I was like, what do we do?
So movies have intermissions.
Yes, they do, including long, boring musicals that your wife makes you watch.
He's talking about My Fair Lady.
Night.
Amazing.
You keep on using that word. I do not think it means what you think it means.
You're walking home.
I am home. I will walk home, thank you very much.
Fine.
Yeah, no, gee whiz. We have family movie night.
Yes.
On Fridays.
Usually Friday nights.
Generally speaking. And each person in our family gets to pick the movie each consecutive week.
So in a month, everybody gets to have a choice.
In a month and a week. In 5 weeks, everybody has their own choice. And then the cycle starts over from youngest to oldest. Well, she loves musicals. And I love it about her. But I don't love musicals. I am not a fan of musicals. Greatest Showman is my favorite musical. And I know that it's a modern musical. The other ones... See, I would consider Blues Brothers a musical.
Oh, yeah, Blues Brothers, for sure a musical.
We had this conversation.
We did not. Blues Brothers? I love Blues Brothers. I watched it numerous times.
But I've said that's a musical, and you're like, well, no, it's not a musical.
It is a musical. They are singing and dancing.
Yes.
It's a musical.
I swear we've had this conversation before.
Because I love Blues Brothers.
Anyway, there was a movie.
There are other choices that you've said.
I'm going to stop.
Musicals, and I can't remember what you said. But there are other ones that you've said. We could watch this as a musical. I'm like, that's not a musical. It has music in the background. Doesn't mean it's a musical.
All movies have music in the background.
Right, that's what I'm saying. Those aren't musicals.
But if the characters are like breaking into song in the middle of the movie, that makes it a musical. Blazing Saddles, musical.
Not.
Absolutely.
Oh, no, actually Blazing Saddles. Okay,
Absolutely.
Sure. History of the World is a hands-down musical. Nah, not really. It's like,
no, I agree with you. It is a musical, but I just don't like that movie very much.
History of the World?
Yes. Young Frankenstein?
You didn't even make it through!
I didn't because it's so boring!
You did not make it through Young Frankenstein.
It's Gene Wilder. I love Gene Wilder.
Gene Wilder, Mel Brooks, Madeline Kahn.
Yes, I know.
You can't. He fell asleep like 10 minutes in.
In my defense, it's a black and white movie.
Fine.
And I like color.
That's your defense?
It helps me stay awake if I'm watching something
Fine,
that has
I bet
color.
you there's a colorized version.
I hate colorized versions.
Anyway, we watched My Fair Lady. There's an intermission in it. He almost lost his mind.
Well, because it's coming to an end. It's like the closing of a chapter, and it's like, oh, okay, this feels like the end of the movie because we've been sitting here for 2 hours already, and hour and a half. And I'm like, okay, cool, we can finally go to bed. Intermission. I paused the movie immediately to see how much time was left. Another hour and a half. I was so angry. I looked her dead in the eye and I said, okay, fine. 3-hour movies are on the table now. Because that was the first one. 3-hour movie on the table now. So, yeah. Mm-hmm. Out came Saving Private Ryan for family movie night. You got that right.
Did.
Yeah. I would say like all of the different Lord of the Rings movies, but she likes those.
We like those.
Anyway, all right. So here we go. Matthew noted legit plans. Candyman was my most scary villain in horror growing up.
Oh, that's the horror movie Candyman, right?
I think so.
I've never seen it.
There was one movie that was like a dude that would follow people that were on a road trip, and he would get on the CBs, and he would like stalk them at night on this big, huge truck. Wow. And he would be talking to them going, no, that was Candy Cane, not Candyman. I'm sorry.
I don't know. That sounds terrifying.
Candy Cane. It was terrifying. I was like, man, this is giving me the creeps. I'm not watching this anymore. Let's see here. Heath Ledger was great. Well, let me get back. Let me get here. Oh man, we're so behind. Oh my goodness. You guys are talking. Forward. You guys are talking like there is no tomorrow.
That's
here.
Good. We have goals of this channel to build it as a community.
Yeah. This is a community for
shine
you guys,
amongst yourselves.
Not just us.
That's what we're here to help you do.
Jaws was in 2 James Bond movies. Okay, cool. Pretty much love discovering new... Okay, wait. Moonraker stunk. Oh, man, we are so far behind. I'm like scrolling. He was joking, Sam. I don't know what he was joking about. That was Blake, so it was something about... It was
probably about the... I don't know.
Okay, there we go. All right, now we're back.
Just go faster.
No, I got it. Like Dyson Mestics is here. Hi there, all. Great that we are able to make this time during the live. Good. Thank you for joining us, Alexander and Martina. Good to see you. Let's see. Hello, folks. Sean Atkins is here. Do you prefer watching movies in theaters, drive-ins, or at home? For me, home. Comfy couch, can pause for breaks, rewind if you miss something, etc. Yeah, we like watching movies at home, generally speaking, but sometimes the new movies that come out, they're meant for that theater experience, so we do like to go to them. But we do have a family of 5, so it's super expensive, so we don't do it all the time. We did it last night because Indiana Jones, period. But like Daphne was just saying this morning, she really wants to go see the new Spider-Man. Across the multiverse or something like that.
Maybe.
I don't know. And we're not...
I was like, maybe you can go by yourself.
We're not too interested in it. Our youngest, Aiden, already has seen it with his mom. And so...
Daphne and Dante have
he's at a zoo with his cousins today. So Daphne just got her car, just got her license, just got her on insurance today. She can drive around family members. So I was like... She was like, well, you go ahead.
Bye.
Go. You've got your own money. You've got your own stuff. Man. That's another movie reference. What's that?
I know that. Fifth Element.
Yes. Very good. Good job. So maybe they'll be doing that, which may or may not happen because we might go on a walk later on. Not a hike.
Okay.
Not
in my defense, I'm gonna throw myself under the bus. Sam was gone last week.
Yep.
And I decided to take the kids on a walk, hike. I had my safety whistle. That was like my emergency equipment.
Because mountain lions listen to safety whistles. Oh dear, I was about to pounce, but she's got a safety whistle. I'll calmly walk away.
Anyway, I took the kids up a hike that was way too, what's the word? Way too, it wasn't too advanced, no, it was just too, it was too much.
It was too long.
It was too hot, too much, too steep, I don't know, it was more than what I was hoping for.
You were high up, too.
It was high elevation, and it was...
That might have a little bit more to do with it. She drove up to the Mission Ridge area up here in Wenatchee, which is already kind of like up
and then we didn't go on those hikes, but we went on a different one. Anyway, I pushed myself too far, and now the kids are like, well, I don't know if we want to go on a walk with you, because last week we almost had to call medics at the top of the hill while Sam was in Origins. So, but this time, if I go for a walk today, Sam's coming with me.
Yes. And
I will have my safety whistle.
I
have my safety whistle.
Kabuki says she never gives blood, not because she doesn't want to, but because they have an impossible time getting blood out of me when I do blood
you gotta
tests.
have good veins.
Yeah, we had this discussion the other day because she was the vitamin shots that we were giving yesterday. Claudia gave them to her as a birthday present.
Yeah, it was a birthday present.
And it was you and another person, so I was the plus one. And so she billed it, though, as an IV.
Which I've had many IV treatments.
Which she's had in the past, and I was like, I don't know if I want to do IV, because I'm the same way. I've always had kind of pudgy arms and fat arms, so it's hard finding my veins. Not so bad now after I've lost weight, but even the last time I was in the hospital,
it's hard.
Some of the orderlies were like, we can't find it. Then the actual RN would come in and go, boom, done.
Right.
But it's the 5 to 10 minutes that was
stab.
Yeah. Do all this and try to bore a hole into the universe through my arm.
Yeah. No, I understand that. Not a lot of people have good veins to give blood.
When I first read this, I thought it said messages. I was like, what is he talking about? But Blake said, you get massages from a sadist. And I was like...
We get messages from a sadist. I mean, Claudia is amazing.
She is. And I don't think she's a sadist, but she's borderline.
She does giggle when you...
She does. Vanessa, hey everyone, just stopping by for a bit. Planning on playing games at friend's house today.
Nice.
Awesome Blossom, thanks for showing up, Vanessa. Thank you. Had black and blue arms and hands for a while.
Oh yeah, from giving blood. Yeah.
I had a knot right here because on my arm right here when I was in the hospital, this is like the main place.
Yeah, and they did something.
Because this is the one place that they could find my vein really easy. And so I had a knot there for the longest time. It was like a good
couple of weeks.
It was a $6 donut, bigger than his head.
Oh, that's a good
Father's Day present. I can't eat donuts, so I might have tried to eat that one, though. I'm the weirdo who isn't a donut fan. Well, we already thought you were kind of weird, Kabuki. You're just adding to the list of arguments against you.
I didn't say anything.
I love donuts, but they are so full of carbs.
No, they're only carbs.
Right.
They're not full of them. They're just literally only carbs.
Which means that they're full of them. The bacon sprinkled ones have protein in it, but not nearly as much protein. That would make... I just can't do it. Because...
We went out to dinner at a restaurant in town that we hadn't tried before, and he ate a little tiny piece of a bread roll.
Yes. No, the bread rolls were only like...
They were like little.
They were only like this big, and I ate one of those bread rolls, and I was like...
He was like, oh,
I shouldn't have done that.
Yeah.
Because it was just bread. And it's not counting all of the sugar and all the other nastiness that donuts have. So I just can't eat them anymore. But it's a sad day because I love, especially Krispy Kreme. I love Krispy Kreme.
We did do a Krispy Kreme once since your surgery, right?
Yeah.
In Spokane.
Oh, looks like I got another notification on WhatsApp from somebody. I have no idea who they are. Let's see.
No, don't open them.
Oh, no. No. Hola! See? If the words hola and cryptocurrency show up, don't open it. Just do more and a delete chat. There we go.
What is going on here? You put that down.
I am. It popped up here.
I know.
Yeah, I know. You do.
Do you want to do this? Do you want to open that?
In a minute.
Okay.
Let's try to catch up here. I don't know what you were joking about, Blake, but I know you were. I'm not taking anything you say seriously. Maybe it was the question that you had about Luke and being cooler than Vader. Maybe that was. But that was a good question.
I liked it.
That was a good conversational question. So I am not offended in the least. How can you not like donuts, Tom's asked Kabuki. Wesley Hewlett or Hullett, finally able to catch a chat. Nice to have you here. Thanks for joining us. Really enjoy your channel, all your content. Jessie is beyond super sweet. You are correct. Have you played a game of Twilight Imperium with her yet? No.
He got asked that on another chat.
I will not subject her to that. That is not her weight of game. She gets the look. We call it the look.
Okay,
or the face.
If you watch the lives, you will eventually see this look, because there are things that he'll explain to me, and I don't get it.
Yeah, it will be kind of a blank stare,
and
but
my eyebrows come
down, and you go. You can almost hear the in the background when she makes this face.
Yeah, I don't think I'll play Twilight Imperium.
Yeah, Twilight
I'll pass on that one.
The first time I think I saw that face is when JT and I were playing Solomon Kane, and you were like. And you weren't playing, you were just watching, and you were like, and you were like, okay, this is not for you.
No, there's
below this is your threshold.
And JT, we love you, but there are some times that he pulls out a game, and I'm like, he's like, we're gonna play this one for game night, and Mel and JT and Sam and I, and I'm like, okay, I'm gonna do this. I'm okay.
Here's the thing, though, she usually is able. I mean,
I'll catch on.
She picks up on everything. It's not that; it's just she does not enjoy those heavier games.
True.
Yeah, but then on those other games that she does enjoy, she becomes a shark. Because she does the twirly hair thing. I don't know what I'm doing. Yeah, whatever. Let's see here. Any tips for playing with family? Wesley, for a game like Twilight Imperium, your family needs to show interest in playing the game and not just, oh yeah, that looks cool. No, you need to have like your kids or your wife asking to play the game, not just looking at it and saying, yeah, that looks cool.
Is he talking just about Twilight Imperium or about?
Well, I'm just assuming the context is there.
Because that's what it was.
Yeah, the second part of the answer will be, for Twilight Imperium, you need to make sure that they are interested in the game. But really, and I mean actually interested in the game, not just, hey, that looks cool, as an aside. And that really carries true for any other game as well. Don't make your family play games with you. Encourage them to do so because it is good family time, but don't make them do it, because if you make them do it, now they're attributing playing games in a negative light.
Yeah, but we do it sometimes. We say we're having family game night on Tuesday.
But we already know that they will enjoy it.
Yes.
Because they do enjoy playing the game with us.
Yeah, I find that with our family, you kind of have to give them that warning.
Not
hey,
warning.
We're going to play. Not warning. No. Yeah, a push and a plan.
A little bit of
hey,
nudge.
We're going to play family game night on Saturday afternoon. And then everybody knows that we're going to play. And they all have a great time when we play.
Yeah.
But we got to get through that. I don't want to.
And you're not interrupting something that they're already
right.
doing.
I'm already planning something.
Yeah. So, I would that's a really good tip. Plan it ahead of time. Right. And as you're planning it, make sure you make it clear that it's not something that they can plan their way out of.
Right. I'm a big believer in family time is family time.
Yep.
And whether that means today a family time is a hike or a walk, I'll say a walk, not a hike, so that we won't get ourselves in trouble. Or if family time is movie, I have a hard rule. Even when Sam and Aiden moved in, Aiden was not on board with family movie night.
Yeah, unless it was his choice. If it was his choice, he was okay with it. But even then, he had to be kind of talked into it.
No, but it's family time. It's So family time is family time, and I'm kind of solid on that.
Best Aliens game next to Legendary Encounters Aliens is Aliens, the game from 1989, Leading Edge. It is a legit licensed game, can be played solo even, and it's a co-op Aliens game. Jason Levine has, I believe, tried to get me to play this game more than once, and it just never happened. But I have heard of that game before. I have never played it, but I can concur from just by the fact that I have heard that same statement from other people that it's more than likely true. Robert Rodriguez, who wrote and drafted, I would imagine, Spy Kids. Worked on the book of Boba Fett. Dang, man. How do you know all these connections?
Yeah, that's like
do a lot of research, or you just keep your
and also have a great memory for that research. Yeah. That's the key. You did the research and you remember it.
I probably know stuff like that I've forgotten, just because I don't remember stuff like that. Not a baked goods fan in general. Not a baked goods fan. Okay, I can see that. It's Kabuki going back to the fact that she doesn't like donuts.
I gotcha. I followed.
I'm not a big sweets fan, as a matter of fact. I don't like candies a lot. I think the closest I get to really enjoying candy is like trail mix. But trail mix has the salty and sweet combination, and I think that's why I like it. I don't like just sweet. I'm very picky on just sweets, which is one of the reasons why I feel it in my soul when I drive by a Krispy Kreme and I can't stop. Because that was one of my things, that I love just the sweet. They just melt in your mouth, and you can eat like half a dozen on your own. And it's like super bad for you, but it's like, who cares? I'm going to die happy.
An Italian mafia voice lately.
I know, it's coming out. I'm sorry.
I love it. I love it. You kidding?
Oh, and for all the people who recommended Theocracy in yesterday's Christian metal conversation, yes. Isn't it weird that we kind of do the sign of the devil for Christian metal? But it's not, it doesn't mean that anymore. And I don't know that it ever really did mean that. I guess Ronnie James Dio is the one that started it, I think. Because he started doing this to people, and it just kind of picked up way back in the day. I've never done that. But that's the moniker that when you do this, it's like you're flashing the sign of the devil. Well, the devil doesn't actually have horns, people. I mean, that's just a modern... Right. Not even a modern, it's just the depiction that people have come up with, is that he's this, forked tongue, tail, horns, red. Nah, that's not the devil. He's actually a fallen angel is what he is. And so he used to be Michael's superior, the Archangel of Heaven. It used to be his superior. And so, anyway, I digress.
So you like Theocracy. Good.
But she likes Theocracy, yes. Thank you. Just listen to part of As the World Bleeds. That's my favorite album, As the World Bleeds. Awesome. Nailed. It's the song about Martin Luther. Love that song. So cool. Love it. I used to listen to that every morning in the shower.
That was your getting up music.
Because the song is... no, I Am is the song that I used to listen to. It's 10 minutes long, and that's how long I want to be out of the shower before 10 minutes hits. So I knew...
when the song was wrapping up.
When that song was wrapping up, time for me to get out of the shower. It's amazing. Yes, it is. And they're coming out with a new album soon. Ghost Ship, their current newest album, is, in my opinion, very, very good. Not as good as the World Bleeds, but still very, very good. And the lyrics are amazing, in my opinion. And the mastery of the music that's on top of it is just takes it over the top. Both albums. I like As the World Bleeds better than Ghost Ship, but yeah, enjoy. Another movie I saw in the theater, Jaws. Scared the wits out of me. Granted, I was like 5. I imagine that Jaws is the singular reason why many people
still do
not go to the beach.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because that literally put the fear of sharks into everyone.
Yes, it did.
And now scientists are like, well, we shouldn't be so bad on the sharks. They think you are their seals. They think you look like a seal from bottom, so they're trying to... And then it cuts to a picture of the shark and all of those teeth, and I'm like, I think I'll go...
I
will go swim in the pool, where I know there aren't any multi-toothed monsters at the bottom of the pool seeking to... And even when I'm in the pool, I check sometimes in the deep end. Is there something down there that's going to get me? I don't know. I want to be able to touch the bottom and have my head out of the top. And because I think
Jaws iconic. I mean, I know historically, shark attacks have probably happened throughout history. I'm sure people in Australia have been eaten by sharks for thousands of years. Mm-hmm. But I don't know that we had a cultural fear of going in the water until that movie.
Oh, I bet you the people that witnessed those attacks happened.
Okay, yes, I'm saying
I bet you they had a fear.
Percentage-wise, I don't think we had that cultural fear of going in the ocean.
Sure. Until Jaws.
Yeah. And then that was like, oh, we're all done. Yeah, well, we're good.
I think I'll just tip through that. Yes. Let's see here. And by the way, Vanessa, you are welcome. Theocracy is a great band. Yeah. I'm glad you enjoyed it.
We like it.
The Sly Kids movies had tons of big names like Ricardo Montalban, Cheech, and Marin, Alan Cumming. Yes. Yeah, I know.
That's why I liked it.
And they were still bad.
I liked the first one a lot.
Let's see here. When I saw Jaws, I was about 9 or 10. Tom says a couple weeks later we went to the shore for a vacation. I would not go in the water.
I was going to say, you did not even touch the water at all.
Roger Moore is my favorite Bond. Me too. It's what I grew up with. Sean Connery. Let me finish. Sean Connery was before my time. And Roger, yes it was.
You're not that much younger than me. I am not.
I know, but... I didn't watch Sean Connery as Bond. Roger Moore was the first Bond that I watched, and then I found out that Sean Connery was also Bond, and so I get it. Sean Connery is one of my favorite actors. I get it. But as Bond, Roger Moore is Bond to me. And all the new people that are doing it now, who is the Remington Steele guy? Who is that? Remington Steele was another character he played on a TV show, but I can't remember what his name was.
There was one Bond, a newer Bond that I liked.
Anyway, Roger Moore is Bond to me. There you have it. I agree. Skyfall was great too. Sure, Casino Royale was my favorite Bond film, so I ended up liking Daniel Craig. I do like Daniel Craig. He just doesn't have the Bond
I know
feel
that movie. I know who you're talking about. I can picture that person's face. I didn't love him as Bond, but I know that movie. See, I know something.
Popsicle says he's currently watching our Witcher playthrough now. I've gotten as far as your first battle with JT. We were hamming it up because it's like two Witchers fighting each other in a bar somewhere. We're just like demolishing the bar. And when you fight in a bar, you have to put a token saying that you can't fight here anymore because the bar is like
closed.
Get out of town. That's pretty funny. Yeah, we had a blast playing that game. I have to work on the 4th of July too. Blake says.
I'm off.
She's off on Tuesday, but she has to work on Monday. I'm going to be working on Monday too because she has to work as well. So it is what it is. What's a question for Jessie? I mean this very kindly. But your happy, bubbly attitude is so enjoyable. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to put that. When I read things, I automatically put a. I don't mean to be mocking towards you. I'm sorry. No. Sometimes I wish my wife could be as fun as you are. Are there any suggestions I can offer?
I'm not fun. I'm feisty and snarly, and I make the grumpy face all the time. But I am a giggly person. I am a happy personality. Just focus on that.
I'm working very hard to keep...
You just work on that.
Yes.
Just work on that. I've always been this way.
Yes, have some.
I used to, growing up, I wish Emma would be on the chat to tell us this, but I used to have a thought in my head of something. You know, it's an internal thought. And I would laugh out loud.
At herself.
At myself.
Not even at herself.
No, at the thought. And then my family would ask me, like, what's so funny? And I wouldn't remember. Because it was one of these, like, fleeting thoughts that just caused me to giggle. And they'd be like, what are you laughing at? And I'm like, I don't know. No. I didn't even remember the thought. I just, something. I've always been this way. This is who I am. This is just 100%. I don't change. In fact, oh my gosh, I forgot to tell you, one of the kids at school last week, I work in preschool.
Here it goes.
No. He made the Sam face.
Hold on to your hats, people.
Because I come in the morning, and I'm like this from literally my eyes open.
Yeah.
I wake up talking and happy and giggling. So I go into work, and I'm like, wow, I'm so glad to see you, da-da-da-da-da. And he goes, Miss Jessie, it's really early.
I hear you, bro. That is exactly how I feel every morning.
I thought of you and I laughed so hard. He was like, no, I'm always this way.
Yep, I get it. Luke was fleshed out as the series went, continuing on from there. Let's ask that. Are there any suggestions I can offer? No, not really. No. I think just focus on, and I'm sure you do. This is not an indictment, but focus on just loving your wife for who she is. Don't try to make her somebody that she isn't. Just focus on loving your wife for who she is. Don't go any further than that, because there's, that leans into, and again, this is not an indictment. It's just kind of more of a warning. It leans into that idea that the grass is greener on the other side, and so you want to go check out that grass, and instead of taking care of the grass that you have. Because so.
What does that mean?
It's just, it still says we have excellent connection, so I don't know what this means.
Okay, hopefully everyone's still there.
Hopefully everyone's still there. Uh-oh.
I think we just broke something.
We just broke, I think we might have dropped internet. Let's see, hold on. Spinning here, am I the only one? Oh, it's back, okay. Well.
Okay. Sorry.
Buffering here too. There we go. All right, yeah.
I think we're back.
All right.
Thanks for hanging out with us and waiting patiently while that fixes itself.
Yep. There we go. Cool. All right, so let me hop back over to the stream. So yeah, for the good guy isn't going to be the cool guy for everybody, and I get that. But for me, it is cool because I try to be the good guy. So I identify with how hard it is in many situations, and I'm not always, I don't always succeed in doing that. There's many people, cut me off, and I don't flip people off or anything like that. But in my mind, I'm like, I hope you get in a car accident, or something like that. It's just stuff like that, and I fail at being the good guy. You don't. So I get it.
He's
but
so patient.
For me, maybe on the outside, but on the inside, not always. Luke was the Frodo, right?
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
Which makes Frodo so cool. But even cooler than Frodo, in my opinion, is Samwise.
Of course, Sean Astin.
I really think the entire Lord of the Rings series, Sam is the hero.
Well,
not Frodo.
I mean, in the book, Sam becomes the mayor.
Yeah.
Sam leads the town.
Yeah.
Sam.
But I mean, so I get it. I think that's part of the storytelling.
Yeah.
That movies do.
Yeah.
They really kind of not glorify, but they really pump up how cool, the coolness factor of having all of that power that like Sauron had and all this other kind of stuff. And
see, that was one of those moments.
What? What was so funny? I don't know.
No. All the power. Itty bitty. That's right.
Yeah. Han was cooler. I agree. Han's my favorite character out of the movie. Han's my favorite character. But again, he's one of those conflicted dudes. Mm-hmm. He just wants to make a cash so he can go pay off Jabba. But he makes the right decision at the first battle of the Death Star at Yavin. Mm-hmm. And he comes back and he helps his buddy blow the Death Star up. He makes the right decision, and now he's stuck, quote unquote, in the rebellion. But he still wants to go try to. He's just
error.
Yeah, I know. It's saying it was doing that yesterday.
Okay.
So it's,
I'm like, there's a thing.
Yeah.
Make the thing work. Okay, as long as you guys can hear and see us, we're good.
Yep. He had a more interesting arc. I agree. The Han Solo trilogy by I think it was Kevin J. Anderson back in the day. Del Rey Books, I think, put it out. One of my favorite series of books that I have ever read, because it took my favorite character from the movies and filled in all of his backstory. Well, not all, but it filled in a whole lot of it. And then the new Solo movie that came out, I loved it. Loved it. because Han was one of my favorite characters. I don't even know the actor's name, but I thought that actor did a great job of impersonating Harrison Ford as Han Solo.
Yeah, yeah.
So he took the character that was created by Harrison and all of his mannerisms and duplicated it in a younger format. So I thought that was cool. Sam, who's your favorite barbarian or warrior character from movies, games, books, anywhere? Mine would be Howard's version of Conan the Barbarian. Yeah, as a barbarian goes...
Barbarians.
Yeah, barbarians. Conan is probably my favorite as well. I grew up with Arnold. As Conan. So the first two were okay. The third one, I think, should not have been made. The first two.
Are there other?
Well, there was Conan the Barbarian. There was Conan the Destroyer. Then there was another one. I can't even remember what it is.
No, but are there other? Are there other barbarian characters throughout? Well, books and fiction and games.
The guy's name is Dar. Dar from. Oh, I can't remember the name of it.
I can't think of any other.
I can't remember the name of the movie. Dar.
I can't help you.
It was a dude that he like the Beastmaster. There we go, Dar, the Beastmaster. That's another one that I really enjoyed watching that movie. So that's one of my favorites as well. So Conan was more of the epic. Conan, Barbarian, he was the IP, so to speak. Beastmaster was kind of like a Wish app version. But it was a really cool movie. It had a good storyline to it where, I just enjoyed it. I really did. Rip Torn was the bad guy. You don't even know who Rip Torn is.
No.
No. Rip Torn is the same it's the same actor in Men in Black. The
shorter guy.
No. The older head of operations at Men in Black. That's Rip Torn. You'll see him when you know him. You'll know him when you see him. That's what I meant to say. So there you have that. We played Nemesis a few years ago, but we still talk about how it ended. My wife came back to save me, and we both died. Now she says, "Never again." It lends itself to great storytelling. That's cool.
Awesome.
I love it when games do that. Heath Ledger was great. Just watched Brokeback Mountain again with the other day. Crime. That movie didn't win Best Picture. Love reading those old Howard Conan books. Yeah, those are good. Movies usually don't make me cry because I know it's fake, so I can't connect with it. I'm usually the same way, Blake, but there are some times where I get caught up in the story. I'm
not kidding. It's probably every third movie of somebody's choice that will make me cry. I get into the characters.
Yep. Old Yeller brings the tears. That's correct. That's how far we are behind,
I know,
by the way.
You gotta scan faster.
Yeah, I know. Found the original Dune boring. Well, to you too, Tom. First movie I saw in the theater was Charlie and the Chocolate Factory.
That's a good movie.
I was like 3. Wow. That's.
I don't remember my first movie. I remember Emma's first movie.
Yeah.
But she was 6 years younger than me.
The original Dune was such a weird movie. Well, I think that's because they didn't explain a lot of stuff. No. They just kind of expected that you knew what was going on right off the bat. Then they actually had to change it, and they made another version of it, if I'm remembering correctly, where they added in, it was like the extended director's cut or something like that, where they added in
some of the backstory,
a 5 to 7 minute introductory story where the princess was explaining what was going on, because people were going to watch the movie and they were like, we don't understand this movie. So I totally get that. No joke, next movie I saw was everything you always wanted to know about sex, but were afraid to ask.
Woody, what is
Woody, Woody, not Harrelson.
No, but I can't come up with another one.
Woody Allen. That's what it was. Does White Christmas count as a musical?
Yes!
Okay.
Hands down.
Is that the one where they're...
So does Holiday Inn, though, which is almost the same as White Christmas, if you're going to go on.
Please don't get her started.
Holiday Inn, for sure. But White Christmas, yes.
That's the one
White Christmas they did a Broadway production of, too. That's
the one we watched where it's like the army... It starts off with the guys that are in the army, and then they get out of the army, and they go and they buy a hotel. Thing. And, I like that movie. But I think I like that movie because of the connection to the military.
Yeah. White Christmas is a musical for sure.
Yeah, I agree. It's a musical. I saw Gandhi in the theater too. First time I experienced an intermission in a theatrical movie. Yep, yeah, there you go. Gandhi.
We're behind. You gotta go.
I know. Okay, everyone, gotta go for now. Okay. I will let her see it. Vanessa, she's already gone. She's long gone.
Oh, good. Well, then you missed us saying that stuff.
So, buffering here too. Okay, it looks like we're caught up now. Okay, good. Back it was only for about a minute. Oh, that's not bad. Wish the police see it and stop them. Huh? Or wish it was only about a minute. Or wish the police see it.
I don't know.
I don't remember what that was. Sam is the true hero. Agreed. Kabuki Kid says.
I agree.
Samwise is definitely the hero. James Cartwright, Wolfgar the ball bearing.
Ball bearer? Ball bearing? What are you
Barbarian from Icewind Dale books. Oh, that's cool. Does Thundar count? Kind of. That's a cartoon. But yeah, kind of. Yeah, that works. I remember that animated series from a kid. Yeah, Thundar the Barbarian. It was a fun show. So very long cut of the 1984 Dune. Yes. Woody Allen is correct. White Christmas is better than Holiday Inn.
They're both good, though. But White
Christmas...
No.
You can't just say that.
No, White Christmas is better, but they're almost the same storyline. But White Christmas is better. The music, they did a music, like I said, they did a Broadway production of it, and it was great.
would argue that most musicals have the same storyline.
They do not.
I would say.
I need to step up your musicals you need to watch. Because that is wrong.
You know what the storyline is?
What is the storyline?
Some people meet. Oh, they sing a song as they act, and then they...
Okay, how do you explain Wizard of Oz?
Continue to... Because that's what they do.
That's not some people meet, and they... It's very different.
Is the Wizard of Oz a musical?
Yes! Hands down!
I just wanted to see your reaction. Police comment was from when you were talking about getting mad at other drivers.
Oh yeah. We need to let them handle it. But he does think it, I'm sure.
I do not engage in road rage.
No.
There was one time in...
Really?
Remember? You were with me, yes. And you were like, oh, honey, just stop.
Oh, yeah.
We were dropping our kids off from school, and the way, well, first of all, the roads...
the roads to the school are really terrible.
Super bad. But we are... So the road is traffic,
yes.
Turning lane.
Yes.
And the school's over here.
Yes.
So, but there is a street that comes right into the road, and it's just on this side of the entrance for the school. And there's a crosswalk right there.
Yeah.
So, when you're dropping kids off for school, you have to pull into that turning lane on this side of the crosswalk.
To get in.
The problem is that sometimes people pull out of the entrance to the thing, and they want to get into that turning lane so that they can turn down that street right there.
Yeah.
But if you try to do that, you're blocking the crosswalk, and you're blocking the line of cars that are trying to get into that thing.
Because school starts. There's a certain time.
And
so have to be there.
We had pulled in, and we had been waiting on the other side of that T intersection.
Right.
Because people were crossing that crosswalk, and we were about to pull up through that crosswalk to turn into the thing. This dude just... Boom.
Like he angled out.
He's blocking this lane of traffic.
Yeah.
He's blocking me from going past him to turn in. He's blocking everybody.
And he's trying to get past us and behind us to the turn that's literally 50 feet behind us.
And he's just like gumming up everything. But he was an older dude, and
that was the only time I saw Sam
she
get
was
a
the
little
one.
feisty.
Yeah, she was the one where she was like, "Oh, honey, he's probably a grandpa that's like doesn't do this all the time or something like that." But I was like, I rolled down my window and I was like, "Dude, you gotta move. You're blocking traffic." I'm like, hollering at him, but he's like stone-faced. He's not even looking at me. Didn't even roll his window down. So he was the better man in that situation because he could have rolled his window down.
That's the only time I've seen him get.
But that's the one time, yeah, because
I
get antsy around schools.
I did have to go. Okay, honey.
I get antsy around schools. I used to be a bus driver, and there's a lot of kids walking around.
Yes. And it's super dangerous, and those kids, we got to keep them safe. And there's people in the cars, and
so I got a little incensed on them, but
that's the only time
she centered me. She got me back. Let's see here. Okay, what about Singing in the Rain?
Yes.
Well, okay. How does it stack up to White
Singing
Christmas?
in the Rain is one of the best ever.
Oh. Okay.
Like really one of the best.
Sam, scroll up. I had a question for you in a super chat. Oh, okay, Matthew Rose. Sam, $5. Thank you, by the way.
You very much.
And Blake Cavity, $1.99. Thank you as well. Got to have a good day. Thank you for joining us. Matthew Rose, Sam, what is your opinion on Dungeon Saga? Did you bring back Dungeon Saga? Or did you back Dungeon Saga Origins? No, I didn't. I have it all, but have heard mixed opinions. Dungeon Saga. I don't recall ever having played it. I know we used to have it when I was with the Dice Tower, but it was such a big game, we all kind of didn't want to take it on.
Like big game, time-wise big game, headsy big game, big game, physical. Yes. All of it.
All of the above.
Oh, really?
All of the above. And so we didn't want to take on that burden because there was, we literally had in one of our studios when I was with them, I don't know how it is now, but we had our queue of games to review looked like what's behind us.
I'm sure.
That was our queue. Now, it wasn't as dense as this. Don't get me wrong. So, you could see the wall through the shelves.
Right, but you still had a lot to do.
We still had
that makes
hundreds
sense.
of games in our queue. And so having a big game like Dungeon Saga come in, we were like, well, that's just going to take a while. So we were less. But sadly, I hope you didn't give us $5 expecting a good answer, because I've never played Dungeon Saga, and I did not back Dungeon Saga Origins, but I will check it out now that you've said that.
We'll put it on our list.
And we'll put it on the list, and maybe I'll be able to get in on late pledge or something like that. I don't know. I doubt it, but we'll see. Favorite bonds?
I love the suggestions. Please give suggestions.
Yeah, absolutely. Give us, we
do have a list of things that we have to get
stuff, to. We have a whole bunch that's in shrink there. We have a whole bunch in shrink over there that's from Origins, and I already showed all that to you.
Yeah, that's
this is part of the Origins haul. I have got Resist to the table once and played it solo. It's interesting. I'm going to have to continue playing it before I actually review it. Maybe that's what we'll do instead
of today. We should play some games.
Falbara. Yeah, maybe. Let's go ahead and do this real quick, since we're kind of in a
mode.
But
box.
Thank you guys so much for the super chats. I appreciate it. Have you always been a Christian growing up? And if not, what inspired you to be so religious? Oh, Matthew. This is another one I missed on the buffering, I think. We just hadn't got down there first. I did grow up in a Christian family. See, growing up in a Christian family, there is a difference to me between being a Christ follower and being religious.
Yes.
And I understand that that's just the term that's given to being a Christian, because you're following a religion. But my point of view is, I'm not following a religion, I'm following a person. That is Jesus Christ. So it's not, to me, religion is when you go the wrong direction in following Christ. Religion is what the Pharisees did. If you're familiar with what happened in the Bible, where they added this and that and the other thing to the instructions that were given to them in the law and in the Old Testament, and they started to make those things that were added to it more important than the things, and that to me is religion. That was the wrong tangent that was taken, and so for me, I don't consider myself religious. I just consider myself a Christ follower, and I do the best that I can to try to follow the tenets that are brought, the tenets of Christianity that are brought in the New Testament. The Old Testament is also important because it shows us how God worked with his people back then and the people that were around them and all that kind of stuff. So it gives us the context that the gospel that is brought in the New Testament exists within, and why Christ was important, why, and it also shows us, when you take both of them and put them together, it shows us really kind of the point of the law, and it was to point people to their need of a Savior. So you asked the question, so I'm giving you the answer. So I'm not trying to, get proselytizing or all that kind of stuff. I'm just giving you the answer that I would want to give. So I don't consider myself religious, quote unquote. I'm just a dude. Yeah, I'm just a dude that's trying to follow an example that I've been given, and I can't do it alone. She helps me. I've got guys at church that help. We talk to them. There are conferences that we go to and classes that we go to and all that kind of stuff. And that's just the way it is. But to answer your question, I've grown up in a Christian family, so there was a point. The statement can be made: God only has children. He doesn't have any grandchildren. You always have to make your own decision about following. Just because I grew up in a Christian family, in a Christian home, doesn't make me a Christian. I have to make that choice on my own. So, yeah. Hopefully that answers your question. But good question. Thank you for that. I
Great
appreciate
question.
it. Let's see. I just want to make sure I didn't miss anything else, especially those super chats, because that's people giving us cash, and
thank you very much.
We appreciate it. We really do. Tom had to take off. So, wait, did he? I don't know.
Ouch.
Oh, maybe that was Tom saying goodbye. How did your game day at church go? We had, 20, 25 people,
25?
I think? Yeah, I think we had about 25 people show up last time. We've got another one coming up on July 29th, Saturday. My son and his wife and will Catherine still be here? No, she's leaving the day before our date. So the reason I'm not going to Gen Con is because I've got, my oldest son lives here in town. My second oldest is in the Army in North Carolina, and he and his wife are going to be coming up for a visit. And then my daughter, Catherine, is also going to be here. So we're going to have everybody together.
I can't even believe it. I'm so excited. I get a little goosebumpy.
Yeah.
We've been married almost 2 years.
Yep.
And we've never, ever
had everybody
had
together.
all 6 kids at once. Ever.
Yeah.
Ever.
Yeah.
And now it's 6 plus 1 and
and
Michael and Gracie, 6 plus 2.
Michael's gotten serious with his girlfriend
Catherine's
too.
engaged. So we've never had them all together.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm super excited.
Yeah, we're super excited for it.
We're even going to take a little family trip so that we have time with just
take a little trip. Take a little.
Okay, you want to show them what we got in the box here?
Take a little trip with me. Yep. Let's go ahead and do this. This is just a game that we got in. Let's see. We got to move it forward. Got to move it forward. This is a game that we got in. This is from Jumping Turtle Games.
Picture in picture. Do your picture in picture.
Oh, yeah. Okay, fine.
Thank you.
Picture in picture. Fine. Does that do it? Yeah, I think that did it. Let me double check. Yep.
We got a box.
All right, so we have a box, and this is a game that was sent to me for review from Jumping Turtle Games, and it's called The Warp. The Warp.
Ooh.
So we're not going to actually do an unboxing. I'm just thought that I would show that to you. The Warp, and it's a 1 to 4 player game, 2 to 3 hours.
Oh, okay.
Bet you're waiting to sit down and try that, aren't you?
Happily.
So this actually says Jumping Turtle Games, and it's expert. As you can see right down here, it says expert on it. So I'm imagining that.
And maybe this is a game JT will come and play with Sam.
Yeah.
Hey, JT.
So Thomas Thomas, I'm gonna mess up that last name. Snawarft. I don't know. Artwork by Albert Ermanov. So a couple of European names there that it's Thomas and Albert. Thank you. So that's the warp.
Oh, it's hefty.
It's hefty. So it is a 4X game, and it's in space. So this might be one of those games that are trying to improve upon Twilight Imperium 4, which, I don't know, on the onset, I think Twilight Imperium 4 is such a good game, but I know that it's long. So usually when people talk about trying to improve upon Twilight Imperium 4, they're talking about condensing the playtime.
Oh, okay.
That's usually what they're talking about. They're trying to capture the same essence in shorter playtime. So maybe that's what's going on here, but I'm looking forward to breaking this open and giving it a whirl. It looks like it has some pretty neat pieces to it, a lot of plastic.
That's what you were talking about last night.
So glad you could join us there, Jessie. I appreciate it. Love ya. But yes, did you see the light bulb come on? The light bulb come on? Explore, expand, exploit, and exterminate. That is correct. That's what a 4X game is. That's what we played. We played Northgard, which is a light 4X game. So yes, that is exactly what we're doing.
It wasn't the light bulb coming on. It was my I'm so stupid face.
No, you're not stupid. So that's one that's coming up here soon. That's going to be for a review, though. I'm going to go ahead and do this. I am also...
I didn't realize that's what 4X stood for. You were trying to explain that
Well,
to me
yeah,
yesterday.
we were trying to explain it, yes.
And I didn't realize that it was like a type of gameplay.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a system. It's a system of gaming.
I have issues.
So let me go ahead. I'm going to open this. Where's the... Oh, no. Okay. That's just things settling.
It's there. I can't reach that. Yeah, that way.
That way? Okay. Yeah. Boom. Put that right there. Trusty grapefruit knife. So it's a little bit of an unboxing.
Not really. But we just wanted to show you what we got.
Oh, the U.S. Customs border protection.
Open this box.
Open this box. Open for inspection.
Specifically for agriculture, is what it says.
Well, hopefully there's not any fruit in here.
What is this one from?
This is the paid preview that we're doing. And so I'm going to show this. I'm not going to spend too much time on it. It's called Feud, the Seer's Prophecy. This is a prototype.
Yes.
So, but I'm just kind of letting you guys know what we have in store in the future. So, Feud.
That's like the best foam core ever. Look at that. That's like super good.
Feud, the Seer's Prophecy. It's a 2-player game.
Okay.
That's one of the reasons why I agreed to do this, is because this is something I think you'll be able to get in on. But again, we're not going to open the box or anything like that because it is a prototype. We just wanted to show you. We're going to be doing a paid preview of this. So it's just another way we're going to try to get the bills paid and the ends met. So basically, you take on the role of a Viking chieftain, and you're trying to lead your clan.
Oh, okay.
To superiority, and you're trying to beat the other person. So you have a certain number of life points, and your opponent has a certain number of life points, and you're trying to battle across. There's a battlefield in the middle, and then you have 3 rows on each of your villages where your people can interact, and where they are is what resources they're going to pull in, and you have to spend those resources to put more people out on the board and all that kind of stuff. So it's a really interesting game. I was able to spend some time with the designer on Tabletop Simulator already, just to give me an introduction and kind of take a look at it. But this is coming to Kickstarter later on. Hopefully I didn't... I can't remember if I broke... I don't think he said that I couldn't show that.
We didn't show anything specific.
I will email him afterwards and profusely apologize if that's the case. I might have got ahead of myself, but hopefully not so. But it's coming to Kickstarter later on this year, I believe in August. But if that sounds cool, go check that out when it comes. Let's see here. Tom said, like that answer, Sam. Good, thank you. Appreciate that. It's it's just wasn't trying to get any accolades there. I was just trying to give a honest answer. Always prefer subtitles over dubbing. Okay. Sam, do you watch subtitled films? No. I usually will watch subtitles. I don't like dubbed over films. Right. You know, films that are filmed in their native language and then you dub English over. It always looks weird. Always looks weird. It never matches up. And you know, the actor or actresses that do the dub over might not capture the same. I don't know. I would prefer reading subtitles. Another thing, because I've watched a lot of Korean movies, and since I spent so many years in Korea, you watched a lot. I actually like listening to them act in Hangul, in Korean, and then because it helps me remember some of the stuff that I learned while I was over there. So I like that.
When I was in Czech Republic, I would watch American movies in the Czech. Yeah. And they would have, frequently they would have double subtitles. They would have it in Czech.
Could you see the screen?
They would have it in Czech and in English, and it's an American movie in English, and it was just like, it was a little overwhelming. It was like, I can't. But I did find myself watching it in English. Obviously, I understand English. It's my native language. And then I'm reading the English translation kind of at the same time, and I'm like, that's not quite what they just said. I said it wasn't the words. Like, that's a translation of what they said. Yeah. And then I would also find myself looking for the Czech words for the said items. But it was weird. They were double. I didn't like that. That made my brain hurt.
Yeah. Let's see. A while back you mentioned you were thinking about going on the Dice Tower cruise. Any final plans yet?
Oh, we're going on the Dice Tower cruise.
Yeah, we're going on the cruise. We're going on the cruise.
We
just finalized our rooming needs.
Yep. We're going
with Jason a couple days ago, and we're going to be.
By we, I mean we.
Yeah, all 5 of us. Yeah,
all 5 of us.
It's going to be me, her, and all 3 of our kids. Yes, we'll all be there for that cruise. So,
absolutely. So hope you can join us.
Yep. We do have to talk to.
I know.
But yeah, barring any unseen difficulties, all 5 of us will be there. Matthew Rose, get that oven preheated. You are going to have an army of a family together. I am very happy for you. Yes,
we are. I'm super excited to have all 6, 7 together. I'm over the moon excited.
Right. Matthew Rose, as a U.S. border inspector, I am going to need the game X-Raid for my favorite contraband.
For your favorite contraband? Uh-oh.
Kabuki Kid said the last Korean movie I watched was Train to Busan. Crazy movie. Yeah, I actually did watch that movie too. It's a good one. Train to Busan, I believe, is I believe it's a zombie movie, if I'm remembering correctly.
Really?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Koreans go over the top.
And you watched that show.
Yeah, it's called We're All Dead. We're All Dead Now, or something like that.
He was watching it like in the bedroom as I'm falling asleep, and I'm like, I don't know what is going on with that. Like the cracking and the.
Yeah, that was actually good. It was a TV show, and it was where it's a teeny bopper. It's a teeny bopper TV show because the zombie apocalypse happens.
In the high school
it happens in the movie, and the high school is like
they're safe
protected for a while, but then even the zombies get in there too, and that's when everything kind of hits the fan. But Matthew Rose says, I am cursed. My wife's first language is not English, so she insists on having all movies on subtitles. I get frustrated because she always pretends she doesn't know English as well as I know she does.
Subtitles are a great teaching tool, though.
Yep, definitely a zombie movie. Yeah. So it's oh man, it's been so long since I watched that movie. I want to say that it's a guy and a girl, a little girl that's trying to.
It's a train.
Yeah,
that's all I can get.
The train's going through all of these towns that have been affected by the. So it's. I don't know. I can't remember the whole thing, but yeah, that's just how my brain is. takes place right during the outbreak, yeah. So there's some people on the train that are not infected.
Oh, I see.
But then
other people,
as the train stops and all that kind of stuff.
Somebody said, I don't know, do you think Sam will like a Viking-themed game?
Well, I mean, I don't like all Viking-themed games.
No.
I'm drawn to them because that is a theme that I enjoy. Like, yeah. So, despite speaking English, I watch everything with subtitles on because I am a writer by trade.
Oh, that's cool. That's cool.
That's awesome.
But sometimes we have subtitles on when the movies have one of those recordings where the audio is kind of low, but the background stuff is really loud.
Yeah, that's weird.
And that happens a lot currently in movies. Weird. And we have kids, and there's always talking and banter anyway. So sometimes the subtitles are on because my kids are in a different focus level.
Yes, they are. You see, before I moved in, there was definitely a culture of, oh, it's okay to talk during movies. And that is beginning to change.
It depends. If it was a new movie, no. If it was a movie we had watched many, many times, then yes.
But here's the thing. I've watched Lord of the Rings many, many, many times.
Right, right.
But when I watch Lord of the Rings, I want to watch Lord of the Rings. I don't want to talk about Lord of the Rings while Lord of the Rings is playing in the background. And that's the culture that this has. And so I'm like, watching a movie here.
Like I said, family time. We make it family time.
That's the thing. You make me feel bad.
No. I love our family time.
No, I know that. But it's like family time.
We have different levels of family time. We have family game time. We have family activities. We have family road trips. We have family. But family movie time is still our family time. And I tell the kids one of my favorite things about it is the fact that even if we're not talking, all of us are sitting here enjoying the same moment.
Yeah.
We're all under our own cozy blankets. We're all in the same room. And then after the movie, we can all have conversations about the same movie.
Yeah. No, I get it. I totally get it. That is one of the things that I guess I would provide the delineation. I prefer to watch subtitled movies on my own, not with other people. Because sometimes people don't read
at the same level.
They're not. Well, it's not really reading at the same level. Reading subtitles in movies is different than reading a book.
Right, it is because you're going at the same. You're hearing
because you're trying to see what's going on. You're trying to hear you're also hearing what's going on, but then you're also trying to have to read what's going on, and so it's different than reading a book. Sometimes my brain, I can watch the subtitles as I'm watching the movie and get it.
Yeah.
Some people can't.
Yeah, no, I agree.
So and then if they can't do it, they're asking me questions, and I'm like, no, I can't answer your question and keep getting the thing.
Right.
I gotta focus on one or the other. Yeah. I can't do both, and so that's why I like to watch subtitle movies kind of on my own, or at least with somebody else that is as good as getting all of that stuff, all of that information thrown at you at the same time as I am. But they're talking about Oppenheimer. Thank you, Matthew. Just a little something for your family get-together. I hope to meet you both sometime soon and have a great holiday weekend with your family. Much love. Thank you, Matthew.
Thank you, Matthew.
Appreciate it, buddy. Appreciate it a lot. That means a lot. Thank you. Going back to the cruise, yes, we'll be on the cruise. Yep. Oppenheimer.
Oppenheimer?
That's the dude that... don't say it. I think I remember. That's the dude that built the atomic bomb, I think. It's by Christopher Nolan, scientist, development of the atomic bomb. Yep. I was right! Gee, I'm like that dude that had like... No, it's a meme, but...
I don't know where he was going with that.
There's a meme.
I don't know what he was doing.
There's a meme out there of like an African kid that's going like this, and it's always after the Super Bowl ends, and like if the
whatever,
if one team wins, then we know that there's a whole bunch of the other team's shirts that are coming our way because we can't sell the Super Bowl champs, Cardinals if the Eagles won.
Right.
You have to do something with them, so you donate them somewhere. And so there's the meme that's like the kid going like this because he knows that we're about to get a whole bunch of new T-shirts. This is how my brain works. That's the thing that popped in my head.
You did get.
Because I was like, I got it. I knew who Oppenheimer was.
Yes.
But anyway, there's a movie by Christopher Nolan that's coming out about Oppenheimer, the American scientist that created the atomic bomb. Atomic bomb. I'm not very good at this, but I think there's a difference between a nuclear bomb and an atomic. I know, I'm serious. I'm not just trying to be cheeky. I'm not trying to be cheeky. I think there is a difference between an atomic bomb and a nuclear bomb. I don't know what that difference is, but I think I've heard somewhere that there's a difference.
I don't know.
It probably has to do with the kind of reaction of the bomb.
To my scientific level of knowledge.
Maybe I'm just incorrect. Who's in it? The cast. Robert Downey Jr.
Oh.
Jack Quaid. Is that one of the Quaid's
Randy Quaid's kids? Like, it's gotta be. It can't be one of his brothers.
I feel old. Cillian Murphy is actually Robert Oppenheimer, which makes super sense because he's the one that played the Scarecrow in the Christopher Nolan Batman movies, and he was freaky.
Really?
As a I don't think Oppenheimer is necessarily an evil scientist. Don't get me wrong, but just the scientist connection.
The brainsy part.
That makes sense. Who else? I'm wondering. Emily Blunt, Matt Damon, Rami Malek. Those are the guys that I recognize, or people that I recognize. Show more. Who else? See who else?
He clicked on
Gary Oldman is in it.
And there's like 1,000 people.
Gary Oldman is in it. Josh Hartnett. You remember Josh Hartnett from Pearl Harbor? He was in Pearl Harbor. I won't be doing this very long. I'm just checking.
Yeah, I'm like, I don't know.
Matthew Modine.
It looks interesting.
Matthew Modine. Josh Peck from Drake and Josh is in it. You don't know who Drake and Josh was?
Isn't that a Disney thing?
Yeah.
Okay, see, I know that.
Yeah, and he's
but your kid, that was your kid's age. I don't know.
Yeah, that's true. It was. Yeah, it was. Anyway, that's cool. Looking forward to it. That sounds like something I'd watch.
Sounds interesting. Yep.
Father of the bomb that changed the world. Jack Quaid is Dennis Quaid's son.
Okay, see, I was it's gotta be Quaid.
Yeah, thermonuclear bombs are different animal than any of the original atomic bombs. Yeah. Okay, so Josh Hartnett was just in a really good Black Mirror too. Didn't know that. A friend of mine went to high school with Josh Hartnett.
Nice.
Wow, that's cool. All right. Well, we're about 10 minutes away from our 2-hour arbitrary limit that we usually put on these. We don't really have a limit. We just talk until we need to go do something else or what have you. But all right, so let's go ahead and do the our infamous lightning round, and we'll have that. Man, I swear I haven't bought anything from K Jewelers since I bought your engagement ring, and
I know
they will not leave me alone. I am constantly having to just delete. I need to just do the work and unsubscribe, but they're just sending me text messages.
You can ignore those.
Who knows? Might buy something else.
Maybe.
Black Mirror season 6 is worth a watch. Okay, I knew it was a TV show. I've just never watched any of those. All right, so we're just chilling. We're waiting for our lightning round to begin. You know what the lightning round is. You ask us a question, give us 2 options, and we are tasked with choosing one of those 2 options or providing a third, more viable option in our opinion. And we will continue doing that for a few minutes, and then we'll end going away going with that. So while we're waiting on that to go, Malachius Benedictus says, "Hey Sam, last time I saw you at Dice Tower, first 24-hour play day. Glad I found you again. You look slimmer. Great, man. Thank you. I'm just going to call you Benedictus because I can pronounce that better. That first one is a little bit difficult. Clash of Cultures Monumental Edition or Twilight Imperium 4. Since I haven't played Clash of Cultures Monumental, I'm going to go with Twilight Imperium 4, but I have heard that Clash of Cultures is pretty cool. So I'm going to go with Twilight Imperium 4 just because I have the experience with that. Car or SUV truck? You take that one. Then I'll chime in later.
Car or SUV truck?
Yeah. SUV/truck. So they're throwing SUVs and trucks into the same...
We kind of have an SUV. The big old battle wagon.
Yeah, we're gonna go with we're SUV truck people because I have a Jeep Renegade. We have a Jeep Renegade and we have a Volkswagen Atlas. So
the Atlas is our people mover. It's a big car. We have a big family. And we have cellos and trumpets and football practice.
We got the battle wagon. That's a VW, and we've got Cap, which is the
Captain America themed Renegade.
Yep. Movie or TV series? Which do you prefer?
Movie?
Really? Okay. I mean, it depends.
Yeah,
it depends for me.
Right?
I'm actually going to go a step further. I prefer a movie series.
Oh, a set of movies.
Yeah, a set of movies.
Maybe.
Like I prefer, like when you say, "What's your favorite movie?" I'm going to say the Star Wars saga,
right?
Or the Star Wars trilogy, or something like that. I'm not going to give you just one. Now, I do have a favorite within that, but generally speaking, I don't.
I would say probably movies because frequently I feel like we don't have enough time for TV series.
Okay, I would agree with that. Yeah, usually our TV watching at
like
home
an hour before we pass out
chunk.
in bed, and
is in
that's
an
like
hour
once
chunk,
a week.
and usually we don't even have time for a movie.
No, it's like once a week. So,
so there you go. Chicken, broiled or fried?
Fried.
I prefer fried, but it also has it's better for me to eat broiled chicken.
Right.
But broiled chicken usually has a weird kind of watery flavor to it.
Sometimes.
And then I would choose fried if I could, but
fried has more flavor, I think.
Popcorn, salted or buttered?
All.
Yeah.
Actually, there's more. It's salted, buttered, and with nutritional yeast.
Don't knock it. I decried it when I first I gave it the face.
He was like, I'm not doing that hippie.
Yeah. Hippie mojo, voodoo, whatever that crap is. Yeah, I was not a fan, but then I ate it.
And now 2.5 years later.
Then I ate some popcorn. Now I'm a believer. Yeah, no, nutritional yeast on buttered popcorn with a little bit of salt on there. That is. But
if my choices are only salt or butter, well, it's butter. Yeah. But I would use salted butter.
Yeah. This is true. Star Wars or Star Trek, Tom? You're dead to me? Why did you even ask that question?
I'm going to go with Star Wars.
I'm just kidding.
Because he'll disown me.
No, I wouldn't do that. I do like Star Wars. Next Generation, I do like Star Trek. Next Generation is my favorite Star Trek. I like the newer Star Trek movies. Yeah, I enjoyed the old Star Trek movies. Yeah. But
Star Wars
is just more my jam. Yeah. That's all. For 4th of July cookout, hamburgers or hot dogs?
Hamburgers.
Yeah, burgers. We have a Blackstone out back, and we like to make smash burgers on them, so that's the bomb diggity. Crystal Skull or Dial of Destiny? Indiana Jones?
Oh.
Crystal Skull or Dial of Destiny? Dial of Destiny is the new one.
Crystal Skull's the one with the creepy things.
The aliens.
No. Dial of Destiny.
I enjoyed both, but I will say that I think Dial of Destiny was more of a tried and true indie movie.
It was an Indiana Jones movie. We didn't get into heart-eating zombie mental taking over your brain things.
On a Sunday afternoon, that's the context.
Okay, I got a Sunday afternoon.
Church choir music or hard rock?
Do we even play music on Sunday afternoon?
I'm gonna go the metal avenue on that one. But I will say that I do like Christian metal. Yeah. So I am not a person. I'll listen to the contemporary stuff, but the churchy choir music, nah. Mm-hmm. I used to be in the choir. Used to sing every Sunday in the choir. So don't get me wrong. I don't dislike. But if I'm just listening to what I want to listen to, it's not going to be choir music in the car or at home. It's going to be something else.
Somebody said, "Oh, Brinky's happy on popcorn." We could try that.
Yes, we will, because I got more. I got more when I was working for Berkey at Origins. And that's the stuff we already tried on the veggies.
We've been using.
We had some veggies on it, and she said it was, it's a little spicy. I don't know. She's not a spicy person. So if it's just like, if it's like a smidge above ketchup, she's like, oh my gosh, flames of death. Oh my goodness. So we gotta be careful.
It's good. Well, I will try it on popcorn, because I do love popcorn.
Let's see, dice roll or card draw. So if you have to do something like a combat or anything like that, do you want to flip over a card and see how you do, or do you want to roll dice? I like the
roll dice.
I do too. Mexican or Italian food?
Both good, but Mexican.
Yes. You can take the boy out of Texas, but you can't take Texas out of the boy. And Tex-Mex is very much a part of who I am, which is really sad because I have to be careful with my carbs now, and there's a lot of carbs in Mexican food. But that doesn't stop me. That doesn't stop me. Yeah. Hotel or Airbnb?
If it's all 5 of us, it's an Airbnb. If it's just Sam and I want a hotel.
Depends on how long we're going to be there too.
True.
If we're going to be there multiple days, one-nighters, we'll go to a hotel. But multiple days in the same place.
I think I will agree with that. If it's more than a couple of nights, it's an Airbnb. Yeah. If it's just one night, even with the family, we could do a hotel.
Read the book or watch the movie?
Read the book.
Here, we've had this discussion a lot in this house. I am a slow reader. She is a fast reader.
So
she can sit down, and so are Daphne and Dante. They can sit down and read an entire 300-page book in one weekend. And I'm like, no, thank you. I actually have a life. No, it's because I read slow. It's not because I think people that read books don't have a life. That's not it. I read slow. So for me to sit down and read a 300-page book in one weekend, I won't be able to do anything else. And even then, I might not make it.
Right.
Because I'll fall asleep.
And I power through them.
Yeah. So
I love reading books. I have a very active imagination. So when I read books, I have visuals going on of what's happening in the book.
Yeah. Well, so do I. Everybody has that. It's called imagination. But I can't read as fast as you can.
Right.
So I would much rather
watch a movie.
Get the Cliff's Notes from the movie and know what you're talking about and be able to have a conversation. And I know that the book will have better information, more information, better. But I will say this. I would much rather watch Lord of the Rings than read that book because, oh my goodness, the Treebeard chapters are like
you should
the cure for insomnia.
You should try having it read to you.
I know, that's one of the next things. Audiobooks or reading books?
I like reading books, but I do love audiobooks.
She'll do both, yeah. Paper book or digital book on an e-reader?
Paper.
We actually had this discussion with our kids. We make them read for at least 30 minutes a day, and it has to be on a physical paper book. It cannot be digital because we don't know what you're actually reading if it's on a device.
Right, so. Especially for us helping the kids over summer, encouraging them to read for 30 minutes a day. It has to be on a paper book. But I love
Kabuki books. Kid, et tu brute. Et
tu brute.
She hates Mexican food.
I know.
Why Kabuki?
She said that before.
I know. You have to twist that dagger in my back. How dare you? 7 Wonders or 7 Wonders Duel. You've never played either.
I don't think I know either.
So I prefer 7 Wonders, but 7 Wonders Duel is a good 2-player replacement for 7 Wonders. So I think they're both good, but I prefer the original. Love Jesse's laugh. Yes, I do too.
There's different levels.
D&D or Pathfinder? Yes. Okay, Scoops.
That's what it does. I don't do that, but it goes.
D&D or Pathfinder? I play D&D. I don't play Pathfinder. Old school D&D, yeah, that's usually what it is. Meryl White just replied to something on our channel, so I'll look at that later. Paint a mini yourself or buy them pre-painted. Honestly, I don't have the time. I have so many games that have minis in it. I don't have the time to get them all painted. Although I did buy the speed paints. I have only tried it the once on Gaming with ADHD's co-stream that we did. And I like it, but it still takes time. And time is a very precious commodity right now. So I don't have time to paint it. But I do enjoy painting. But if a game has pre-painted minis, I'm all about it. Especially if it's good, if it's a decent job. Hero Quest or Warhammer Quest? I would go with Hero Quest is the OG. I like Warhammer Quest too, though. I enjoyed it. Who was the natural better liar, Tom or Z? I will answer this. This is not the regular Tom or Z lightning round question, so I will answer this one. Z is much better at lying than Tom is.
He's a better bluffer.
Well, it's
bluffer.
He is an actor by trade.
Right.
He went to school and studied how to be an actor, which makes him a better liar.
But a bluffer.
Potato. Yes. It makes him better at acting.
Yeah. Like
he's telling the truth when he's not.
Interesting. I didn't know that. That's cool to know.
Yeah, that's so that I will say that's not a defamation of either of their character. No. It's just I think Z is much better at bluffing or lying in games than Tom is. That's not to say that Tom isn't good at it. I just think Z is better at it. Z is very good at Tom is very good at playing well in those kind of bluffing games. Arkham Horror, Eldritch Horror, not really a huge fan of either of them because I'm not a huge Lovecraftian fan. But between the two, I would say I have played Arkham Horror more, so I'll go that route. CD or cassette? More viable option is
CD.
Neither.
Yeah, neither.
Neither because
we don't even have a player for either anymore.
Live in the now!
Actually, Daphne's car has both.
I know. It's so freaky. It's so weird.
I want to go to Goodwill and get her a cassette. Yeah, we
bought her a 2000 Subaru Outback, and it's got a CD player and a cassette player. And I'm like, oh man. I want to go. I had a very real Chewy, we're home vibe when I sat in that car for the first time.
I really want to go get her. I actually still own CDs. I don't have a CD player, but I have all my Christmas music on CDs still.
Christian music pre-2000 or post-2000? I think it's much better now post-2000. Although there were some good ones back then. I loved some Petra and Jeff Moore in the Distance and DC Talk But yeah, I think Christmas music has come a long way.
I like it now.
Has come a long way.
Yeah.
It's not. It's current, I guess, if that makes sense. I think the Christian music finally woke up one day and said, "Oh, you know what? We should kind of make music that is as good as all the other music that's out there right now, just from a Christian perspective." And they started doing it. So yeah, I think post 2000 is much better. Which have a lot of CD stills, which is nice because you can rip anything to digital. Yep, that's correct. Oh my goodness. She says, I have players for everything back to a certain time. I tossed my Betamax player only a few years ago.
That's crazy.
Betamax? It was hard to find Betamax.
When it came out.
When it was around.
Yeah.
Much less
I
now.
got goosebumps suddenly. It's cold in here.
It is cold. Thanksgiving or Halloween?
Thanksgiving.
I'm not a huge Halloween fan. I don't mind. Now, there was a time where I was just like total abstinence from Halloween. Didn't want to have anything to do with it. I don't mind now being around, handing out candy and all that kind of stuff. But I don't.
I do love a day where you get to dress up in costume. I'm a preschool teacher by trade. I've been doing this for a long time. Yeah. I have quite a few costumes. I do love being able to wear a costume, but I would rather have it just a costume day instead of Halloween.
Yeah. All right. Well, I think that's about it for the lightning round. Kabuki says, Tom asked her, do you have an 8-track? And she said, no, not currently.
Not currently. I guess she's in the market.
I remember my grandpa's truck having an 8-track.
Do you?
Yep. No, maybe it wasn't my grandpa's truck. It was my uncle's truck. It was my grandpa's sister, her husband. He had an 8-track in his truck. It was this old Chevy. Yeah. And I remember looking at it and going, what is this monstrosity of a huge cassette? So I was like, oh, well. If you asked me 15 years back, I did. Nice. I keep old tech around. That's cool. That's cool. All right. Matthew Rose, our Kabuki Kid. We're going to go with the option third, both of you, because we enjoy having you both around. Still have my original VIC-20 computer I got back in 81. Oh, that's cool. That's cool. I have trouble keeping track of my 2 laptops, much less anything else. But anyway, we're going to get on out of here. Thank you for joining us. We certainly appreciate it. This has been 2 hours and 10 minutes of fun, so we enjoy the time that you guys spend with us, and we hope that you guys enjoy the time that you spend with us as well. That was... How about... much verbosity. We enjoy it and hope you do too. Is that better? That is better. That is much better. Have a great weekend. Thank you for joining us. We appreciate it. If we don't see you before, I am going to be putting out a couple, well, at least one video on Monday, maybe another. We'll have to see how it works out. But we've got a looking ahead video coming up on Monday because cool. July Deliverance was the last of the previous looking ahead video that I needed to do. So now we're going to put our sights forward for July and see what games that we're going to be getting to the review table soon. So that's going to come up on Monday. I'm also going to be getting ready for the putting together the next Game Store Spotlight series next week. I'm just waiting on. I sent the script to Matt, the game owner for Zulus, for his approval and any corrections that needed to be made. So as soon as I get that back, we'll start putting that video together. So that's coming up too. Thanks for joining us. We'll see you guys and gals on the flip side. Take care. Bye. To catch up. Ciao. Everybody says goodbye. Ciao. See you on the next one. Have a great weekend, all. Everybody. See you. Just waiting for that to catch up. Ah, it's really long. Chat revenue was $26.99. That's awesome. What? I don't know. I think I'm just going to go ahead. You're going to have to click end. I don't know. Let's see. Are we? Oh, we're not actually all the way up. That's why. Oh well. We've been talking for a very long time. And they've just been watching it. Tom used to do this every once in a while. Just leave it on? He would leave it on and just start doing other things. Yeah. And then people would be like, hey, the stream's still running. And he'd ignore them. He did? Intentionally? Intentionally. Yeah. He'd ignore them intentionally. And they were like, hey, do you know it's still running? And he would just ignore them. No. And then he'd just do something. Nothing. Right. Just something else, nothing weird, just something That's goofy. Funny. That's kind of what we're doing right now. True. But anyway, we're going to get on out of here. Okay. Bye-bye.